UW360 is proudly supported by BECU, a not-for-profit member-owned credit union. Pacific Office Automation, copy, print, workflow, and IT. Problem solved.
Yeah? Good. My mom always recommended I go back to college and suggested maybe I'd meet someone there when I went back to graduate school. And it pains me that she was right, that I did meet my husband there.
It is a public affairs love story, that's right.
Rebecca and Grant met as graduate students at the University of Washington's Evans School of Public Affairs. Their romance was fueled by a mutual passion for making a difference.
When you go back to a program like the Evans School, you are with people who come from a similar line of thinking, similarly frustrated with a current situation, trying to figure out what they can do about it. And although Grant was interested in education and I was interested in nonprofit management, at the root of our passion is a similar tenet, a similar value.
I wanted to work with people and I wanted to work with public programs, and I wasn't so interested in making profit. Of course. Nice. More interested in creating public value, which is what we say in the Evans School.
While falling in love, Rebecca and Grant earned MPAs, Masters in Public Administration. On graduation day, Rebecca landed a job as the Director of Development for the YWCA of Seattle, King County, and Snohomish County.
And I am particularly interested in human services and local human services. Want to do constituents? I continue to struggle with the question, why could there be folks in our community, in this community in particular, who are homeless and who are lacking basic needs? I can't answer it yet. And so what I find is my work is trying to eliminate it.
It's a good fit for a woman who came from a family tradition of service. As a fourth grader, Rebecca volunteered with a program to feed homeless teens. The experience made a deep impression on her and ultimately helped guide her career choices.
So the impact I believe I'm having on the community is one that speaks to the basic rights we all should have to be able to know where we're going to sleep and have that be a safe place, to know that our kids are going to have enough to eat, that we can get the job training we need to find jobs in the community. I am very lucky to be able to do that. It's an absolute blessing, and it's not easy, but I love it. I love it.
Grant continues at the Evans School, working toward a PhD in 2014. Like Rebecca, he's dedicated to a life of public service.
I'm interested in education policy, and the more I study education policy, the more I appreciate how complex it is and how incredibly challenging it is to figure out what works. And so I'm hoping in the kinds of training that I'm getting in the Evans School, I'm hoping to be able to someday at the state level perhaps look at the data that we've collected and say to legislators, for example, if we cut the state need grant by 10%, it will have this kind of effect. We will have 500 students that could have gone to college no longer able to do so.
We all can have an impact on public value by investing in an organization that's doing good work, an organization that's serving more than 60,000 people a year, and having an impact that we couldn't have, you or me, by ourselves. Thanks. So I like to think that my job in development is to message our mission in a way that inspires folks to believe in their responsibility to create public value.
So that's interesting. I think at the Evans School what we learn is whatever an organization's objective is, or whatever the government's objective is in providing services or programs, there are always better ways we can do that. I'm hoping to get to a point where I can make real contributions to the community and giving decision makers information that again can help achieve those goals.
And in the midst of lofty career ambitions, it turns out that a master's degree in public administration also works well in a marriage.
And I still think that Rebecca and I joke sometimes about making a matrix to understand some kind of problem we face, or I often ask if we can make a decision tree to try to figure out what we're doing. And
it's a good marriage tool.
It's, yeah.
Our friends think we are
so dorky.
So dorky. But it works.
But we're very happy.
Yeah.